Today, I'm going to talk to you guys a little about reality and non reality and how a certain word has been used to corrupt the mentality or build a wall, per se. We begin to understand the numbers, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 27, 28, 27, 28, 29, so on and so forth. But if you keep going, it eventually creates the same pattern. In other words, this is not really what it seems to be. This is a witchcraft, sorcery, mantra to get you to believe much more into the depth of a three-dimensional concept, to get you to believe more into the depth of physical reality, when in all reality, everything in the physical evidently loses its property of being tangible when you come face to face to where we're all headed to, which is death. After death, nothing is obtained. There's a passage in the Bible that says, build on the rock, not on the sand. And listening to such a concept makes us realize and understand what we're really building on, who we're really worshiping. Where are we getting these false God theologies? So here it goes on for you as to say the word, there is a law, Allah, Law. There is a law placed by these sorcerers. Anything that has a power over anything over knowledge is known as oppression, or as a type of fabricated information as so as to create one definite ending, or a type of mental programming. For we are taught to read right, left to right, not right to left. But if we go on to read this word backwards, we find out it says wall. These are walls that are being built by these MK Ultra sorcerers, these magicians, these modern day magicians. I believe this thing goes incorporated along with the occult, and how the occult and the children of the Nephilim seek to dominate the mind of people, or seek to control the people, as so as to creating everybody or turning everybody into type of pagans, as what is manifested now in the year 2020. So if I break the law in this sequence, in this numeric code, if I break what they consider law or something I can't do, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fuse each of these numbers with 2 digits, I'm going to put them all into one numeric. And as so right here in the 10 will turn into it'll be 1, because I got no other digit to add it up into in the same segment. So it'll become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we go on to look at this one, the number 10. And we begin to understand that 1 has the value of 1, but 0 contains no value because 0 doesn't exist. And when we begin to incorporate this into our mind that the 0 does not exist, because the 0 defines 2 as there being nothing, nada, 0. So we begin to go on to look at this. This 10 becomes a 1. This 11. So what did I say? We're going to begin to fuse them because we're going above their law. We're going above their wall, their mental barrier, their wall to create a certain psychological outcome. So this 11 right here would be 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, and that would become 2. So let's go on and carry on. The 12, 1 plus 2 becomes 3. The 13, 1 plus 3 becomes 4. The 14, 4 plus 1 becomes 5, and so on and so forth. You could see 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, now let's go on to the next column. Because 1 through 9, or 0 to 9, is the epoch or the climax, as to a point where the 9 sets to regenerate itself and turn itself into a 1 again, once again. And it continues to create the same pattern on and on and on and on and on and on and on, never ending. And this stuff is like a contract that's binding people to the physical world, that is getting people to love materialism. This is what it's creating psychologically. You got to begin to understand this symbology is not just found here. This symbology is found everywhere. And so we begin to go down, and we go on to the 19. So the 19 would be 9 plus 1, which would turn into a 10 again. And since we said the 0 had no value, that evidently becomes a 1 again. And then you go on to this, 20, and since we said 0 had no value, so 2 plus 0 would be 2 again. 2 plus 1 would equal 3. 2 plus 2, 4. 2 plus 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Once again, we begin to see the subliminal pattern that is mimicking itself in a place that is unknown if you're just viewing this concept superficially. Listen to the outcome of how they like to kind of incline us to a love of materialism. As you could see, the observer has only observed the superficial aspect of the numeric and not what it's broken down subliminally. So I go on to the next layer. And what we begin to understand now is that 28 would be 2 plus 8. So 8, 9, 10, it becomes a 1 again. And 9, 10, 11, I want you guys to pay attention to this. This becomes a 10. This becomes an 11. Notice how this is the same as this. 1, 2, 1, 2. And notice how this, the second layer, is the same as this one. 9, 10, 11. That is a concept known as, to the esoteric or to the occult, to the magicians of the modern day, who know about this concept and these fake gods and this idolatry that is going on. This is known as eerie. As to why this concept is called eerie, because you begin to notice the concept that we begin to use in the form of a mirror. In the form of a mirror. So, which, like we said on this word, law read from left to right, which is the standard way of reading it, being read backwards would be from right to left, and it tells us something different. It'll go from law to wall. And these walls are being built inside of people's mind. And this whole numerology concept becomes nothing more than a subliminal practice of confined MK Ultra individuals. I can take my study into a more delineated fashion, but I think for now, this is enough as to show people as to what reality really is, and how the true God gives power to his workers to destroy fake gods. You got to remember, you must remember, God is the way, the truth, and the life. And other than that, there is no other truth. So if it is not truth, if it says God is truth, and if something is not true, then evidently it's against truth. And if God is truth, then that makes it an antichrist doctrine. Despite what anybody has to say, this is a mantra of illusion. That is the real reality behind the subliminal practice of psychology, behind these elite forces. There is much more reality hidden right underneath your eye than what you guys are aware of, than what the regular human, or the regular public educated human, the regular secular human can hold. Thank you.